Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the Divine Feminine 101. So I'm welcoming you all back to my YouTube channel, and before I forget, please, if this video resonates with you, do like, share and subscribe, guys. Okay, so I do have a lot to get through today. I was first supposed to recording yesterday, but I wasn't able to. I had the creative block, so to speak. I was unable to create anything, and then I try not to force it. I try not to force it because I feel like sometimes I'm being led to do these videos, and it won't resonate with everybody, but hopefully the 1, 2, 3 people that need the information will get the message. So I never really recorded about maybe just a few hours before. For instance, if I finish this recording now, I don't know what next I'm putting out. I know the background topic, which is exposing narcissism, but yeah, sometimes I just don't know. So luckily I have some angels that do send me questions sometimes, and once I see the question, I mean, amongst like 6 questions, I probably would choose one because that it just resonates with me at that point, and usually I just get so much information and downloads come from that question. So let's get into it. The last question was that, well, the listener wanted to know if I thought, in my opinion, that narcissists were evil, and then how do you know if you're in a relationship with a narcissist? And here's what I'm going to say to you. Narcissists don't always come in form of your romantic partner. Sometimes they're your friends, sometimes family members. So you do need to have to be able to watch out for some characteristics and some attributes that make people a narcissist. It doesn't mean that everything will make them a narcissist. It's just we all have some sort of narcissistic traits in us to an extent. Doesn't make everybody like narcissists. Some people just have higher traits than other people, and that's when it becomes a problem. So you always have to watch out for a pattern. Yeah. So okay, first of all, to answer your question, if I do think they are evil, let's define evil maybe like in a supernatural sense, so to speak. So evil would be the absence of good, and it is something immoral and wicked. So whilst we go through the characteristics, you can decide if you think they're evil or good. So anyway, so let's get into it. How do you know, first of all, if you're in relations with a narcissist? First off, I think I'll just generalize it, because when you do meet a narcissist, you think you're the luckiest person ever. Reason being, at that point, it's like they love bomb you. They're very interested in everything you do. Everything you do is perfect. It's just what they've been looking for, and most of the time, some of them actually mirror you. So if you're like the good moral compass, I have good attributes, I believe people should be good, they adapt to. If you're the party person or whatever it is, they adapt to. But keep in mind, they select a certain type of people. They normally would go for people with high vibrations. I did mention that in my last video, because this people, they can manifest. And please keep in mind, again, manifesting abundance or anything does not necessarily mean money. Sometimes they can manifest good ideas. Sometimes they're good, they have good in them, they have good surrounding them, so they normally would go for people like that. Like gone are those days when people would think that the devil will come with horns and tail and bring like a shotgun and come and shoot you. Now, no, not anymore, not really. Now I believe spiritual warfare that people don't understand is it's your mind. It starts with the mind most of the time. I mean, the Bible did say, I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So first of all, if you're not working with a sound mind, you have no power. If you're not working with love, you're not a good person. And if you do not have a sound mind, well, that's what the devil messes with, your sound mind. So without sound mind, you're probably depressed, you're probably in negativity all the time, and you probably don't even know what you're doing. You're constantly questioning your reality, and you're like, oh, you actually even start to display narcissistic traits. So basically, that's your soul being taken over, because your soul is good. So when these people come and take over you and take over everything that is yours, and even take over your person, Do you understand? You start to display narcissistic traits like, oh, why do I need to be good? I can be wicked as well. I mean, if this person will do this thing to me, I can do it back to other people and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, so that's the whole point. Or if they break you down so much, you're like depressed and down, you don't even want to pray. You don't even want to manifest. You don't even have good thoughts because your thoughts become things. So that's why we always have to be careful about our thoughts, that we're always in a positive state of mind so that you can manifest, constantly think about good things for your life and constantly pray and ask for good things for your life and for other people as well. So yeah, basically, so that's the whole point. That spiritual warfare mainly is to target your mind. So like I said in my last video, we're all portals. So if you're vibrating high, you can be used by the Holy Spirit to do good things. For instance, there's somebody that does not have any money, is somewhere praying for money or whatever it is. Sometimes you just feel led to give this person something, give them money. That's the Holy Spirit leading you to answer that person's prayer. So you can be used by good forces. Or, and on the flip side as well, you can be used to harm people. So the devil will not come down, and neither will God. They will always use people in your lives. And to harm people, it's usually the people closest to you, the people you would open up to, the people you would tell your secrets. They're usually, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying if they're vibrating on at a certain level, they are open portals to be used against you, and they will not look for the ones that are so far up because they don't have access like that to you. They would always look for the people that are closest enough to you for access to harm you. So I mean, that's how it works. So and you also need to keep in mind when people constantly manipulate and lie to you and gaslight and put you down, sometimes what you don't realize that there's something quite valuable about you, especially when you're fighting a lot of spiritual warfare and you're constantly feeling like you're being attacked, you don't even know what's going on. There's something quite valuable. So most of the time what happens is that you don't even know, but these people know. They know there's something they want from you. Do you understand? That the devil will not go after somebody after nothing. Everybody's after something. So whether you're good or you're evil, you're after something. You're after more abundance, you're after more grace, you're after more anointing, or you're after something. So if that's your case, just know maybe there is something quite special about you, or there's something you need to be looking out for, that you need to protect about yourself, because they want something. That's why they keep coming after you. So there's something there. So anyway, again, so let's just get into it. Let's see what the characteristics are, what to look out for whilst dealing with a narcissist. And yeah, so you have to understand there's certain things they will do, just mess with your money, infect everyone, basically just speak to your friends, your family, just kind of turn people against you so that there's no help. Most of the time, they will end up being the only help you have. So that way, it's direct access. They're very hateful and envious people, very hateful, because you cannot love your neighbor or love the next person. The person cannot love you and do certain things to you. And when they're not having their way, trust me, they will go down diabolical in you. When the manipulation and everything is not working, they'll look for extra just to beat you down, because they will go diabolical in you. So anyway, and they're pathological liars. You can never get the truth out of a narcissist. They're constantly lying about everything. Why? Because you need a lie to cover up a lie. So they're living a lie anyway, so everything else has to be a lie. So I mean, you can't get the truth out of them. It's actually impossible. So you decide if this is all good or evil. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I call the first point the fake out. So this is the initial stage when you just met a narcissist and they're love bombing you. You're the best thing ever. At that point, you're feeling like you're very lucky because you finally met that one that gets you, everything is fake. They're wearing a mask. You know, at that point, it's fake empathy. They will fake empathy, they'll fake everything just to spin you in their web. So, I mean, if you don't think somebody is like you, or you guys have the same interest and everything, how would you be relaxed? So, you'll be relaxed enough to tell these people your secrets and everything about you. Just keep in mind, it will be used against you. It's all being stored in an archive. While somebody can tell you what they're going through, and then you sit down and genuinely just talk to them, and that's it. You don't, that's the end of it. No, they store it in their archive because they need to use it against you at a future date. Yeah. So the next one is the one-up game. So a narcissist needs you to believe that you believe everything they're saying to you. So basically, it's almost like the stupid man effect. They need to believe that you're the stupid one, and everything they're saying to you, you're buying it. You have to be buying it because they're better than you. I mean, that's the way they think. You know, like they have to have one up you at every point in time. For instance, if you say, "Oh, I just got a degree in accounting," they got it too. Yeah. It's just most of the time their degree is usually better than yours. That way they keep you at a lower level to them. And there are two types of narcissists. There's the covert ones, and then there's the overt ones. So just remember, it's over and cover. So the overt ones are the grandiose kind of narcissists. Those ones are just in your face. First of all, it's easy to spot them. For instance, within a crowd, they're there like praising themselves. "Oh, I'm the best thing that ever happened. I'm the this, I'm the that." They'll openly put you down in front of other people. In a very subtle way, obviously. You can never really catch them at it. So, yeah, they'll gaslight you easily. They're the overly, you know, in your face kind of narcissist, except they won't admit they're narcissists, obviously. Nobody did that. So anyway, that's the covert ones. But you see, my issue is they're both the same. It's just one is more dangerous, which is the covert one, because till it's really too late, you never really realize you're in warfare. So those ones are harder to spot. Very difficult to spot. They're like rats. They just nibble at your toes and then blow air. You will never see them coming, and that's why it's so dangerous, because when you don't even know who your enemy is, then you don't even, sometimes you're praying with these people. You're praying with them, you're going to, you understand, like, "Oh, let's hold hands, oh, something. You know, they're going to, they follow you, they follow up on the evil deeds they're doing on your life. So they follow up, then they go everywhere with you, they're always with you. Because those ones need direct access, because they are not the open enemies. No, they're usually the very covered ones, and you know, they're just there. They're biting you but blowing air. You can never really spot them, and they're very passive aggressive. They're the very quiet ones. For instance, a grandiose kind of narcissist. If you're outside, for instance, I'll use myself as an example, and someone says, "Oh, yeah, you look nice, I like your hair." A grandiose kind of narcissist will just kind of like, "Oh yeah, it's true, but maybe you look more natural if your hair wasn't blonde or something. I'm just saying you look nice, well, it might look more." So they would say things to, it's not obvious in your face. It will put you down, but still stay at that level, like, "Oh, no, I'm just helping." But the covert kind of narcissists, they're more passive aggressive. They never really say anything. So imagine if you go out with your friend and that's like a covert narcissist, they just kind of sit down in a corner and sulk. And if somebody says to them, for instance, "Oh, why are you not talking?" "Oh, well, it's just because you know, she doesn't really like if we're outside and I'm talking to all her friends." So they just sow the seed in the person's mind that you're not that much of a good person. That's who they are. So they're the more quiet, more dangerous ones. I would say. Anyway, we'll get into that at a future date when we're trying to spot the difference between the covert and the overt narcissist. So we'll get to that. So let me just continue. So it wasn't me. That's another very big character of a narcissist. It wasn't me. So no matter what you catch a narcissist doing, it wasn't me. It was never really them. Catch a narcissist doing cheating on you, it wasn't me. They would deny everything at every point in time. Don't forget, they're liars. They all they can is tell you lies. So that's it. So they would never really take responsibility for anything. Never ever. Well, I mean, you have to feel that you're wrong to actually apologize or take responsibility. So they're never wrong about anything. You're the one that is wrong. So yeah, how dare you even accuse me of cheating on you when you're the one that didn't come home at 7 when I asked you to do that. So if I'm cheating, it's your fault. It wasn't me. So anyway, yeah. So the next one is gaslighting. Do you smell smoke? So if you find that if you find that you're constantly questioning reality, you're probably, if you're in relations with a narcissist, you might find that you're constantly questioning reality. Like for instance, a narcissist tells you, oh, I'm a graduate of I'm a doctor, and someone else comes and asks and says, oh, what did you study? Oh, accounting. And you're like, yeah, but you told me you were a doctor. I don't know. Say, oh, yeah. How dare that person ask me what I studied in school? I mean, they're profiling me and stuff. How dare? Do you understand? You're like, okay, but that's like really mundane. Who cares? Why didn't you just tell the truth? Yeah, they want to profile me. I'm not stupid. You accept everything. I won't accept that from anybody. Okay. Anyway, so I think one thing to be aware of is you need to know who you are as a person and what it is about you that attracts certain kind of people to you. This is, like I said, something that I went through for years, and I had to start asking questions. For instance, you have to ask yourself, do you have low self-esteem? Am I needy in a relationship? Do I share so much with people I just met? I do. Anyway, do I over empathize with people? Am I too empathetic? Anyway, do I over empathize with people? So these things makes you a prime target. It's like a flaminion for a narcissist. It makes you prime target for a narcissist. They're just looking. They can't manifest anything. They can't ascend. I mean, if you watch my last video, I was talking about ascension. Do you understand? These people can't ascend. They can't manifest anything. And don't forget that they're being used by negative forces. So they can't actually, to ascend, you have to have good in you, or to an extent, So they can't do these things by themselves. So they need you. They need you. A narcissist cannot live on their own because they constantly need other people. They need other people for attention. They need to bring other people down. They need to be doing something evil to other people. That's the only way they feel good about themselves. So they need to constantly put somebody else down or lie or do something. It's the way they can feel good. If you're in that space, you can't manifest anything that makes sense, because all you're thinking is in hateful, raggedy, horrible thoughts towards people, and you cannot love yourself so much if you hate other people so much. It doesn't work like that. You have to find out what it is about you that if that attracts certain kind of people to you, and it's something to work on. So anyway, moving on. Analyze this. So that's my next point. Analyze this. It basically means, like, when regular people are having conversations, sometimes you're just talking, you're just having conversations. But for a narcissist, they're not just having conversations with you, they're watching you. They're analyzing everything that comes out of your mouth, because how else would I mirror you? How else would I know who you are and what you like and copy that? They're copycats. They say everything that is good has an evil kind of copycat to it, because they can't manifest anything good, so they have to copy the good in you, because they don't know how to empathize with people. They don't know how to be good to people, so they watch you. They have to watch you. So what is she doing? What is she doing now? Okay, she likes to feed the poor. Then they try to one up you. Like, oh yeah, I feed the poor every day, and I'm always in the motherless babies home feeding everybody. So lies. Anyway, so that I mean, So also, I'm the boss around here. So a narcissist also has to prove to you that they're the boss. They always have to be the boss in everything. Um, for instance, if you're in a romantic relationship with a narcissist and you call them out on something bad they've done, be rest assured you will get punished for it. You cannot create narcissistic injury, which is, that's what it's called. If you upset them, it's an injury to them. It's an injury to their ego, to their inflated ego. So you will get punished for it. For instance, you call a narcissistic partner out on something they've done wrong. If it's an overt narcissist, they're in your face lying flat out to you. Even if you caught them in it, it doesn't really matter what you saw. They will distort your reality. Your reality, they will question, are you sure you took your medication this morning? Are you sure? Are you sure you saw the right thing? You did say you were feeling a bit dizzy yesterday. Maybe it was whilst you were dizzy. So obviously implying that you're crazy. If it's a covert narcissist, they'll probably just sit down there and never apologizing for anything. They don't apologize for anything. You have to be wrong to actually apologize. So they're there sitting, and be careful. You might not have any money in your account anymore after that. They have to punish you for something. They have to punish you. So yeah, it could be through that form. Your money, they'll probably mess with your money or mess with everything. And the truth is that if they keep doing these things and they're not getting at you anymore, keep in mind they might find spiritual means to put you down. Yeah, if the physical ones are not working anymore, they're not reading your mind the way they used to, or you started to, you're getting up on their game and you're actually realizing what you're dealing with, they might go spiritual with you. So because it's all form of control, they have to control you, they have to have one up you because they're better than you. You have to be more stupid than them. So anyway, yeah. The next one is if you find yourself constantly going, wait, what? As a way of questioning your own reality. You're thinking, wait, hang on, am I the bad one here, or what's going on? I don't understand what. So if you find that you constantly have to do that, or sometimes even have to record conversations because you know that whatever it is you're saying will be used against you or will be twisted into, for instance, you tell somebody, oh, I feel a bit down, and they go to your family and friends and go, oh, she's been accusing me a lot lately, she's been shouting at me a lot lately, but she did say she was feeling down. I think she's depressed. I think that she's going through some kind of like really weird depression. So anything you say up and above that is because you're going crazy. So that's what happened. So they go around and distort reality. They distort reality to your friends, to everybody. So no matter what they do to you, and then you complain, people will think, well, I mean, I did hear that she was going through depression, so maybe she's actually going a bit crazy. It's deep. Anyway, moving on. So they cheat, they lie, they steal from you, they do everything. They will steal anything. They would anything just to mess you up and deny it. It's all your fault because they didn't do it. And even if you caught them in an act, it has to be your fault. You made me do it. That's the whole point. So the next one is wolf in sheep's clothing. So I think what you need to watch out for is really a pattern where what is being said does not actually match the behavior. There's no correlation. So for instance, somebody says to you, I'm vegetarian. I mean, what's the point of being vegetarian? It's like I have a compassion for animals and I would not eat flesh or whatever it is. However, I drive out of my house and I see a dog in the middle of the road and I kick that dog, or I run over it and I kill it. Doesn't make sense. How am I vegetarian if I'm there killing animals? It's a very silly example, but I mean, it's still down to what it is. The behavior never really matches the attitude. So I mean, it's crazy. So another one is that they would use their sexuality against you. Let's be careful with our language on this channel. I don't know who's watching. So I will call intimacy. You get what I mean. So anyway. So for instance, you're in a romantic relationship with a narcissist, you call them out on something, or you create narcissistic injury, which is you've done something that they feel requires punishment. they will use intimacy against you. I mean, everybody does it once in a while, and these things, it doesn't mean that if somebody has like one or two of these attributes, it means they're narcissists. No, these things it's a pattern. When you observe this thing over time, then you know you have a problem. Everybody is susceptible to some sort of bad behavior or the other. So anyway, so they will use that against you. They will use it against you as punishment. Yeah, it's punishment against you. So anyway, the last one I have here on my list is it's ghosting. So they wouldn't respond to your text messages, they ghost you, just everything to keep you in check, so to speak. Everything to keep you below them, because a narcissist, they false impression or the distorted reality they have about themselves is that they're better than you, and they always have to keep you down because they're just hateful and they're just envious and hateful people. I bet we all have one or two people we know in our lives that have some of these attributes, but you really need to watch out for that, especially the overt narcissists. I mean, because they're so obvious. So you can easily tell, but the covert people, till it's a little too late, and you'll be wondering what happened with your life, why money is going down and your business is going bad, and negative things are happening to you. We all need to be very protective of ourselves. So I think bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that to avoid, you can vibrate so high that a lot of these people are no longer on your timeline, because you once you ascend to a certain level, you kind of almost don't come across certain people, and even when you do come across them, you spot them from 10 miles away. And even if you're dealing with those ones you can spot easily, because you will see it in some way, because like I said, we're all open portals. The same way the Holy Spirit will minister to you to about certain things is the way the Holy Spirit will probably minister to you about this person. And if not, that's the same way they tend to read your mind like that very easily, because they're also being used by negative forces that would minister whatever it is to them. So you wonder, you need to be aware of the people you're around. If you feel negativity around them, it's because they want you to feel negativity. They're messing with your mind. That's what they're doing to you. They mess with your mind, and that's the spiritual warfare. It's your mind. It starts with your mind. The sound mind thing is out of the window. So so I think the first way to get these people out of your timeline would be, first of all, self-love. If you do love yourself enough, and how do you obtain self-love? How do you love yourself, really? There's a trial to loving yourself. So first of all, you look up above, which is to God, the ultimate creator. And once you are able to look up above, which is your prayer, meditation, fasting, you're looking up to God. God reflects a part of him back to you, which is the Bible says we're created in the likeness and the image of God. So God reflects a part of him back to you, which is, you look inwards, that's your Christ consciousness. And also you look out of yourself, you look at the world. So that's connecting with the universe. It's the most important law of the Bible, commandment of the Bible. You love your neighbor as yourself. So very important. When you have these things, loving yourself comes it comes naturally, because you start to discover aspects of yourself that it's great. Maybe you didn't even realize you had it before. You start to discover, and then you understand why you're such a prime target for them as well. Do you understand? You tend to understand that, and because you're constantly in a prayer mode and meditating and vibrating high, you tend to see these things before it even comes at you. As human beings, we're very powerful people. A lot of people, you don't even realize how much power you have as a human being. So you have to be very careful who you're in relations with, both romantically, especially romantically, because like I said, I'm watching my language on this. Intimacy is everything is energy. So when you're being sexually intimate with somebody, I mean, if you're of high vibration and you're doing that with someone of low vibration, so it's an exchange of energy. So whilst you're giving them all the good in you, all the abundance in you, they're giving you back. I mean, a narcissist would lie, cheat, steal, murder you if it's possible. Murder you, yes. So you're dealing with a murderer as well. That's what they're giving back to you. That's the energy. So after a while, you start to reflect these things, because whatever it is you're taking, especially even as a woman, we're incubators, we are creators, we're manifestors, you know. So when you take in negativity, you start to manifest negativity, you start to create negativity. And then for the men, libido is also called your life force. Who are you giving your life force to? Do you understand? So if you're wasting your life force on people that are just going to be creating crap with it, you're wasting all the goodness God has given you. So you have to be careful with that. We all have to be. So I'm going to end it here. So, and then I'll see you in my next video where I explain it further. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, guys. I love you all. Bye.